Are you planning to buy a home maybe this spring or summer when the weather gets nice? Now is really the time to start planning to make sure that you're well prepared to get the best rate, the price, and have the best experience. Andy Mattingly with Forum Credit Union is here to share a few tips for home buyers this year. Everybody's got questions on this subject.
Yes.
Let's start with what's step number one.
Well, the first thing is to decide if you really want to, need to buy a home. So why do you want to move? Is it because you want more space, you want better schools, you want a closer commute to work, or you want to own something? And so make sure buying that home solves the problem or the reason why you want to move.
And it's not just the price of the home that we're looking at. What are some of the other costs that people need to factor in that sometimes they miss?
Yeah, sometimes if it's your first time you're going to buy a home, you don't think about property taxes and maintenance costs. And if you have a home and you're moving up, sometimes you forget that property taxes and insurance costs are going to go up. So you need to think about all of those when you're thinking about how much you can afford with a home to buy.
And what's a good rule of thumb when it comes to your income versus your monthly payment?
If you put in your monthly payment and all those other costs associated with the home, you want to kind of keep that at 30% or less. And then you also have to think about, is my income going to grow or is it going to shrink? Maybe you're in a family and your wife is going to start staying home or the husband's going to start staying home. So then maybe you want to drop that to 25 or 20% so you can have that option.
Once the decision has been made, going to go ahead, buy, what's next?
Well, now you need to decide, are you going to buy an existing home or are you going to build one? You build because you want a new home, new materials, you want it customized to you, you don't have any renovations to do. You buy because it's probably a shorter process, you can get in the house a lot quicker, and you can probably get a little bit better deal.
Or if you're a baller, you just strap it on the back of a truck there
Yeah,
and you move
exactly.
it. The down payment is a lot of times the hardest part. Like, I can afford the monthly payments, but my gosh, where am I going to get 20% to give down payment?
Right.
What do you do about that?
Well, the good thing is now, if you're a first-time home buyer, you typically don't need 20%. You can do 3%. There's even options where it could be a gift. So your family can help you get into your first home if they want to. And then there are other programs, depending upon how much you put down, that's better rates and things, but you can still do 5, 10% and get in a home.
At the closing, a lot of times there's a lot of people in that room
Yes.
with you, so who should be on your team when you're getting ready to buy a home?
The two most important people on your team, one is a realtor, because they'll help you find the home, make sure there's no problems, and they'll walk you through the whole process. They really understand what's going on. But the other person is your mortgage lender, and you want to shop for them just like you do a realtor, because the mortgage lender can make sure they get you in the right home, make sure there are no problems at closing, because you don't want to be at that closing and then not able to close. So those are the two most important people.
How do you become an attractive buyer when there's probably a lot of people who want that same home?
Well, one, flexible on closing dates and when you're going to take possession. Don't have any contingencies. If you have a home, the less contingencies you can put in, that makes you more attractive. And then, being flexible with other things that you do in the process can help you be an attractive buyer.
And get pre-approved for that mortgage.
Yes, and being pre-approved because people want to know that it's going to close.
All right, if people have more questions about buying a home and what's next, where can they find you?
At forumcu.com.
Andy, thank you so much.
And you want to watch this, Andy, because this fits into what we were talking